And I'm back with another episode of Everything That You Were Taught Was a Lie. And here's case in point number two, the recent news of the big fraud that happened in Minnesota. Now, if y'all remember, they were blaming all this fraud and stuff on illegal immigrants or people from quote unquote third world countries, even though it's not pretty much third world if it's supplying everything in these quote unquote first world countries, because they can't afford anything by themselves, not oil, not anything like that. So yeah, they started to blame it on that. And it turns out that the mastermind behind the entire thing wasn't even a Somali person. Not at all. It was actually a white woman. Yes, folks, it was a white woman. Her name is Amy Bach, and she's sitting in a Minnesota jail right now. And she's allegedly was the mastermind behind the whole thing. Now, why would you guys think that the government went so hard on the Somalis and blaming them and the entire community and labeling them as such, as fraudsters, stealing money from the Americans, blah, 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 if all they knew was it was a white woman behind the entire thing? Now, it was to put that seed inside everyone's head that, oh, it's the illegals. They're doing this. That's the reason why I'm broke. This is why. No, it's your politicians. It's your government. They're screwing y'all. Y'all are the joke, the biggest joke of the world, because y'all really think the government has your back. Y'all really think the government has your best interest. They don't. They have their own agenda. They already released their agenda. It's called the Agenda 2025. If y'all didn't read that book, it came out prior to Donald Trump becoming president. Everything that's detailed in that book is coming into fruition. Everything. They don't hide it. They put them in books. Negroes don't read books. Negroes don't look for the truth. So guess what? It's out there. If y'all want to research it, it's available. It's available. Now, this is a bigger issue, folks. They're doing this to undermine the 13th and the 14th in the Civil Rights Act. 13th and 14th Amendment, they're trying to remove them. They're trying to remove them and rewrite them. If you didn't catch up with the news, Donald Trump has publicly said that the civil rights left white folks in a bad situation. Why would you say that? Why would he say that? Why would he drop that Easter egg out there? Folks, they're what they're trying to do, and this is their tactic that they do, guys. It's called create the problem to provide the solution. You see, they create a problem, and then they shed light on that problem, even though people, if it wasn't on the news and stuff like that, people wouldn't care. People would go about their lives, but they made it such an issue, create the problem so they can provide the solution. And the solution is always foreplanned. They already know the plan. They already know the solution. They're just waiting for that correct opportunity, that perfect opportunity, that prime opportunity to provide the solution. Y'all are begging for their solution. Their solution is to get rid of your rights. The solution is to track you. The solution is for you to provide citizenship. Their solution is for everything to be data. Your identity, data. Where you're going, data. Everything is tracked. That's what they want. You're not a U.S. citizen unless you abide by these new rules. It's going to be this is a new revolution, a new world order. This is a new order. They're transitioning to the fourth industrial revolution, which is transhumanism. You're not going to be an American citizen, considered American citizen, if you don't go along with the program. The go along, get along gang. If you go along with it, you'll get along with it. That's not what God commanded us to do. God commanded us to not be friends of this world, but stand apart from this world. That's what he commanded us. It's for a reason. How are they trying to undo the 13th and 14th Amendment? Now, folks, if y'all remember, maybe a year ago, they were going really hard on immigration, and they're talking about birthright citizenship. And if you guys truly understand how that stuff works, it doesn't work the way that they're trying to make it seem like it worked. The way they're trying to make it seem like it worked is how citizens, U.S. citizens, how it works. You see, if you're born here, 13th Amendment states, let's go to the 13th Amendment. Or maybe it's the 14th Amendment. We'll just check out some amendments real quick because they're trying to undo the 13th and the 14th Amendment. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as a punishment for a crime. See, you got to be punished for a crime. They're trying to make anything considered fraudulent. Anything can be considered fraudulent. If you ain't got proof of anything, it's fraudulent. It's what do you call it? What's that buzzword they used to always say? It's during COVID, they used to say it's a word, misinformation. If it's misinformation, it's fraudulent. If you're saying something that's not agreeable, it's fraudulent. Gotta be very dangerous, folks. We gotta be very careful, folks. Except for a punishment of a crime. So it's stating in section 1 that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as punishment for a crime. So let's say you went to jail. Let's say you're in prison. You got convicted and you're in prison. Guess what? Slavery exists. Except for punishment. So if you're punished for a crime, you can go back to involuntary servitude and you're back into slavery. Except as a punishment for a crime, whereas the party shall be duly convicted, so you got to be convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Okay. Let's go to the 14th Amendment. Let's go to the 14th Amendment. Okay, citizenship clause. This is why it's important. He's trying to redo these 13th, 14th, 15th amendments were our amendments, black folks. These were our amendments. And you are willingly allowing Donald Trump to amend the amendments that made us citizens. They are using illegals as a reason to take away your citizenship. Donald Trump has already said that the civil rights has left white folks in a bad situation. They're trying to undo this. Citizenship clause. This clause grants U.S. citizenship to all individuals born or naturalized in the United States and subject to its jurisdiction. Therefore, overturned the Supreme Court's Dred Scott versus Sanford decision, which had denied citizenship to African Americans. So if you undo the 14th Amendment, you're bringing back Dred Scott. I don't think people understand that. Equal protection clause. All these amendments were for us. So he's trying to undo these amendments that we fought and died for. And all he has to do is just place blame on a quote unquote third world country, basically saying black folks. But you got those FBAs in the back. Yeah, them other ones. We ain't them. Y'all some clowns. Y'all some clowns. Y'all really gonna see what his agenda is? See, I already know what his agenda is because I read the book. I know what it is. I know what it is. But for y'all still in the dark, y'all gonna see the light soon. By then it might be too late. This is TJ signing out. Peace.